And back. So, what we just did was run up the soul delivery platform, the soul delivery process, or essentially the processing plant that separates memories from souls. Get to the top, fight our way to the top, and join up with our crew, defeat Zoral-Ja, have him go poof in smoke. Then Sphene showed up and said, "This is war, bitch." And now she's taken the portal to another world and disappeared with it. Along with the key that was the key to interdimensional fusion / opening the city. That woman, Sphene, was it? In all likelihood, her true form lies in the reflection yonder. But how to go after her now? Kafkiwa might know something, but her vessel ceased to function when the portal closed. Let us examine it. Luck, it will yield some much-needed clues. I'm sure you're mourning your mom, Aaronville. Don't worry, I'm just looking at her robocords. Hope that doesn't make you feel any weird. Kafkiwa said that she operates her vessel from afar. Something have befallen her? Words Sphene spoke to your mother. They mean anything to you? Please don't slow roll this bit, come on. Those who came from my village, none of them remembered her. It's the same as what we witnessed happen to those who knew Namika. Then Kafkiwa is... You noticed something, didn't you? Whatever it is, please tell me. While Sphene projected herself onto machines, Kafkiwa controlled hers remotely, but to me, they appeared identical in their existence. Both were inorganic objects suffused with faint amounts of ether. When that ether faded, they became lifeless husks. And as we all saw, this happened to both the moment the portal closed. So Kafkiwa was operating her vessel from the reflection beyond? But if none of her friends and acquaintances here remember her, then... It's an endless too. The endless. Those who are created from memories of the departed. All this time, my mother was dead. She fooled us all. Sphene, for one, does not seem to think of them that way. No, she loves them like she does all her citizens, and she'll do anything to protect them. Such as plundering ether from the source. Alas, Zoral-Ja had his own agenda and spoiled the plan. But now that she possesses the key, she could target other reflections without our interference. Reflections whose people have no idea what she is willing to do. And the people of the source are not the only ones in danger. We must stop her. We have to go where Sphene is gone. I want to talk to her again, and perhaps we'll find Kafkiwa as well. The gate closed, we'll need to find an alternate means of passage. I will look into it. Sounds to me like the gate to the Golden City. Thank you. Let us begin by investigating this place. There may be clues related to what lies beyond. Let me help. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Anything at all. Of course, my friend. Your knowledge and expertise would be most welcome. I expect the investigation will take time. Perhaps you'd like to head back below with Galul-Ja and get some rest. That's not a bad idea. We do need to share these developments with those in the back room as well. Come on, Galulja. You too, Furor. You've done more than your part for now, so leave this to us. Gonna quickly get myself a drink of that energy fire rainbow thing. What I'm curious about, and this is another thing that I'm just hoping that they don't like leave this hanging and unanswered until the final confrontation, and then just say this is the thing. Is the thing that Sphene needs literally just vast quantities of ether? Because we could potentially just give her like the fucking burning wall, like all the corrupted ether crystals. Like I would like for people to acknowledge, oh, is this the problem? Maybe we can figure out a solution to it, as opposed to, this is the problem, okay, but we can't let you do that. We fight, and then she dies. I want to see our crew try to resolve the issue. So much has happened, and so quickly. I'm still catching up mentally. Where it concerns Zaraja, I have no regrets. I made my choice, and I did what I had to do. I only wish I could have stopped Sphene, too. Stopped her from walking her misguided path. I could definitely use some rest. What I do appreciate, though, is that this is the, like, third or fourth time where it's like, this basically feels like the end of a patch. Like, this feels like the game is being like, see you in 4 months. Which I don't mind. I think it's cool. Sphene has said she wants to murder the people to save her people. Sphene has not actually said, the reason I want to kill your people is for this reason. It works this way. This is the problem. And I don't expect her to be like, so here's the PowerPoint explaining everything I want. But it makes it a little harder for me to enjoy her as a villain when it feels like she's a Captain Planet, I need to take your oil for my people. And like, so far, and we still have an entire zone's worth of story. And that's why I'm saying I don't have a problem with it now. But if it goes entirely unremarked upon until the end, then I'll be annoyed. But if we go through the zone and then they explain, you know, we're talking to the people in the other... If the zone is in the New Reflection, and then in the New Reflection we learn, this is the plight of the people. This is how the Endless are working. This is the problem that they have. This is why taking our people's souls is going to help them, right? And we learn that, and then we show up and we confront Sphene, and we say, hey, we have a alternate... you know, we're trying to find a different way for this to work. We're trying to find a solution. Alternatively, hey, it really sucks. We didn't find a solution. We're gonna fight. You know, like, whatever. Fine. But if we go through the entire zone and it stays at, I need to kill your people to save mine, and it doesn't ever get any deeper than that, then I'll be like really annoyed, because that's just like a throwaway character. And you had an entire zone to like go through with it more. And normally I wouldn't be making this judgment or like expectation like ahead of time, because we have a whole ass zone that's going to take me like 6 to 8 hours of questing to get through. But it feels like that would just be an extension of what of my beef with Galulja and Zaraja and how their stories have been handled. And that's why now there's a worry because a comedy comes in threes, and if I'm disappointed 3 times, that's the big joke. That said, regardless of what happens in this expansion's last zone, I still think the first half of Dawntrail is phenomenal, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I've got to play with him. So. I would just prefer if I also enjoy the last zone. I'm really sorry, but we're not sure what happened to Kefkiwa. The others are trying to learn what they can. Oh, Kefkiwa. We'd known that such a day would come, but I wish we could have at least said goodbye. You knew then that she was already gone? We did. We all did. Kiwa forbade us from saying anything. Wanted to tell you herself when the time was right. I expect she was torn over how to reveal the truth to Aaronville. You see, I don't think anyone can blame her for keeping quiet. But tell me, how are the people faring? Have they forgotten Zoral-Ja already? No, they still remember him. We wonder if this might be the result of the gate at the summit being closed. Most are unaware of developments. They'll be relieved to hear that the king has been defeated, but at the same time, would like to panic if they learn that the queen has disappeared. Right now, Geode is making contact with the various government bodies, but it'd probably be best to keep it all under wraps for a time. Agreed. Once we've resolved Banners, I'll explain everything to the people. I consider it my duty. As to Zoral-Ja's mechanical army, what's become of them now that he's gone? Oh yes, about that. At the time we suspect that Zoral-Ja passed, the king's authority appears to have been transferred to Galul-Ja. Hell of a birthday present. You mean to say Galul-Ja is the new king? While a coronation is required to make it official, for the moment, the system recognizes him as his father's successor. But I don't want this. I don't want to be king. It's not a decision you have to make right away, but given that the authority comes with command of the army, you can't give it up lightly either. We can think on it together later, but for now, I want you to hold on to it. To what your father has left you. Say so. Are you alright, Lamati? Huh. What's this? Why can't I? Despite everything that's happened, all the terrible things my brother did, I still don't know how to feel towards him. What's wrong with me? Just need a little time. You think so? I'll take your word for it. For now, we have things under control. Why not return to Tula Hilal and rest up while the others handle the investigation? You know, I think I'll do that. It'll be good to see how things are at home and catch up with Kona. Hey, why don't the two of you come along too? Come meet your uncle. But won't everyone hate me? Of course not. They might be a little unsure at first, but I'll set them straight. Besides, I want to introduce you to Kona as new family. Really? Really? That is, if you're fine with it? I am. let's be off. We'll head directly to the palace to see Kona. That said, despite all my criticisms, I do extremely appreciate that one of the other things that I was kind of worried they would go into is like, oh no, but he's your brother, he's your family, you have to like learn to see eye to eye with him, like maybe subdue him but don't kill him, yada yada. And they said, no, he fucked up a lot of people. Even if I love him, even if I feel bad about doing this, he's going down. We're going to stop him. And Wuklamat like never wavered on that front. When they introduced the Galul-Ja, I was like, oh god, here we go. They're gonna be like, hey, don't kill my dad or whatever. But even then, it was just like, listen, little guy, I'm here to deliver justice and your dad's going to die. And I need you to understand that that's what's going to happen. And if you have questions or criticisms or you hate me for it, that's fine. We can talk it out. We'll have those conversations. But this is going to happen. And I really appreciate that. Was this like good stuff? Yeah, that's good stuff. I'll be back for that later. Like, for the most part, this expansion's batting 1,000. There's just teeny little bits that get stuck in my craw. My minions, how have you been doing with your work? Yes, perfect. I don't actually care about the things you are sending me. I just need you to go out and level up. Do the work, do the grind. I really like that Wuklamat and Kona and Zoraja have all like kept their distinct individual accent.
You are returned! Wait there! I'm coming down! Where's Lamachi? What happened inside the dome? So my brother is gone. Yet the danger remains, and you must soon sally forth unto an unknown reality.
Hey, Kona!
Lamachi, is this boy perhaps...
This is Zorolja's son, Kululja.
I see. Time did flow differently inside the dome. If he is our brother's child, then... Kululja, was it? My name is Kona, and I am Lamachi's brother.
You're her brother?
You'll find none more dependable than Kona. He's family, and he'll take good care of you.
A pleasure to meet you, Kululja.
A pleasure to meet you too, Uncle Kona.
Well...
He's like, oh my god, this little shit is the cutest thing in the fucking world. Kona extremely landing in the I've known Kululja for 1 second, etc, etc, etc.
Kona will do.
You're all confused, and little wonder. Rest assured, all will be explained in due course. But for now, I want to make one thing clear. Kululja is his own person. He had no part in his father's crimes. If you have anger towards Zorolja you need to express, Kona and I will gladly hear you. But you will treat Kululja as you would any child, with kindness.
As we should. The boy's done no wrong.
Yes, the vow of resolve speaks true.
So, will you tell me what happened? Grahatia has given me a summary, but I would hear your detailed account.
Can we walk while we chat? I want to see how things are in the city.
In that case, let us make our way to Bright Plume Post. Our soldiers remain on high alert, but if the threat of invasion has passed, I will bid them take a well-earned rest.
Have y'all seen, like, the ridiculous bullshit that's happening with the crafter gear? Because it's wild. And just a little annoying. I'm going to be crafting the level 100 gear, because the script gear is dumb. But the fact that I have to is ridiculous, and it's going to bother me to no end. So, this gear, these things, are 690. Right? But they're crafted, so you get to do advanced, advanced melting. Now, technically it doesn't apply to these things because they're right side stuff, but for left side stuff, because the set also only includes left side, although that's normal. So these things, they're 690. The script sets are 100, but these are available to all Disciples of the Hand and Disciple of the Land, whereas the script sets are unique per class. There's a script set for each of the eight crafters and each of the 3 gatherers have their own left side script set, and the stat difference for each piece is already fixed with like the first overmelt. Like you can make up the entire stat difference between a 690 piece and a 700 just by filling their 2 normal slots and then 1 extra slot of materia. And then you still have 2 materia slots to work with. Which is, you know, it can represent a lot of stats because the level 12 materia, the level 11 materia are really good. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So a lot of people are gonna get the script sets and then it's gonna be like, okay, but not that good. They'll almost certainly be enough to craft the actual sets that come out in 7.05 at the end of the month, but I'm just gonna feel bad. It was indeed Zeralja's realm inside the dome. A realm he ruled jointly with Sphene. He as the King of Resolve, and she the Queen of Reasons. Just like you and me here. Their people live very different lives compared to ours, but like us, they live them to their fullest. And Sphene was a big part of that. She's a considerable and approachable ruler who treats everyone as family. You and her must have gotten along well. We did, but out of love for her people, she's chosen the wrong path. They're a good folk, the Alexandrians. They welcomed us into their homes and treated us with kindness and respect. Zeralja slaughtered them. Slaughtered those he was meant to protect for his own ends. By the gods, tell me how this came to pass. Doesn't this feel like we just came back to a patch energy? Like, which again, I like. That is not a criticism, merely an observance. But it really feels like, especially the back half of this expansion, is like we wrote an expansion story in half the time than we normally do, and then we wrote an entire set of patches. When his attack on Tulilal failed, Zeralja sought to gain more power, so he ordered his people executed and harvested their souls. What drove him to commit such an atrocity? He claimed he wanted to bring the entire world under his dominion. That was just a means to achieve his true desire. My grandfather, he was a great person, right? Maybe my father wanted to prove he was his own person, that he wasn't just a great person's son. I dare say you're right. As the resilient son, our father's true-born heir, he bore the weight of expectation. That weight was clearly greater than any of us had imagined. If these characters are talking about this is what I'm talking about. These characters should have been talking about this earlier in the story. Like, this is clearly concerns that Kona and Wuklammat had. I wish that Kona and Wuklammat had talked about any of this earlier. That's probably why he was who he was, and why he didn't want me. Damn it all. If only we had tried harder to reach out to him. Let's keep moving. Zaralja had become unimaginably powerful. It was only with Feror's help that we managed to defeat him. And now I have responsibility to the people of Alexandria, and above all, to Golulja. I promised, didn't I? I wanted us to become family, and it isn't only out of obligation. As I've gotten to know you, I've come to really like you. You might not be my nephew by blood, but we're family to the end. We'll always be there to help each other. Isn't that right? Right. You too, Feror. After everything we've been through, we're already as good as family. What? What do you mean, what? The more family you have, the merrier, don't you think? Come on, let's head into the barracks. I'm glad I could hear what happened in the dome. But I'm sorry that you had to bear such a heavy burden, Lamati. Don't be. As vow resolve, it was something that I had to do. Besides, it was your ingenious strategy that kept Tuli-Hilal safe. Asking you to rule with me was definitely one of my better ideas. It was because we all fought as one that we could repel the invaders, and then only with the aid of Ritra and his kin. Thanks to Alphino and Estinian interceding for us, we were able to swiftly forge an alliance with Razatan. And when the dragons appeared in our skies, I felt that this was it. The Tuli-Hilal you had envisioned. We owe our new allies a great debt, and I hope that we can repay them one day. Indeed. Once I've dealt with matters, we should go and thank them in person. Feror had told me as much, but we still have work to do, yes? Yes. I need to find Sphene. She harmed our people so that her own might live, but as I was raging at her deeds, I realized something. Just because Tuli-Hilal is safe doesn't mean I can ignore what becomes of Alexandria. That's the kind of thinking that led to conflict in the old days. I want to help the Alexandrian people live in peace and happiness, and the only way to do that is to stop Sphene from walking her path. Don't look at me, I'm just here being a mentor. This is your adventure, I just happen to be on it. Very well, Lamati. Just promise me you'll take care. I promise, Kona. While I had anticipated this, I still can't help but worry. I'm sorry that I have to go again so soon. But even setting Sphene aside, some of our own people may be among the Endless. I can't just sit around and leave everything to the others. I understand. I have matters here well in hand, so do what you must. For all you've done for us, for our nation and our family, I fear I can never express sufficient gratitude. But thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Well, it was good to catch Kona up. Now we'll talk with the soldier. Who might this be from? Hello? That's right, Feror is with me. Is that so? In that case, let's meet at Sunperch. See you soon. Ishtola's headed back. I dare hope she's found a way to pursue Sphene. If you all want to go on ahead to Sunperch, I'll pay our soldiers a quick call. she does have to tell them, hey, I'm the new boss, and by the way, I killed the old boss. Thanks for the work you've put in. The whole squad is here. Apologies for the wait. You're all here, then that means... Aye. We believe we found a way to travel to the reflection to where Sphene has retreated. I was busy providing aid in Solution 9, so I haven't heard the details myself. Did you start from the beginning, Y'shtola? Per Sphene's own words, the gate atop Everkeep was opened and closed by the power of interdimensional fusion. And it was the artifact known as the Key that allowed her to control it. According to Kettenram, the Key was brought with me to the Source 20 years ago. It was then kept here in the palace until its death by Zoral, who used it in Yassolani to fuse a portion of our world with this reflection. Following Zoralja's demise, Sphene claimed the key and disappeared through the gate. But where exactly did the gate lead? In seeking the answer, we took another look at Origenics and made a startling discovery. As you all know, there should have been one more level at the summit of Everkeep. The 12th level, the King of Resolve's royal abode. Right, but when you actually went there, you saw that it didn't exist. Curious, we analyzed Origenics logs to see where memories of the departed were being sent, and where should it be but through the gate to the missing 12th level. That level alone must have lain outside the fused region, and so was left behind. Then it means... the reflection to which Sphene has fled is her own. Alphino, if you be so kind. Nah, my guy's a smarty pants. Indeed. 'Tis Sphene's homeworld, and she has returned there to join the memories of her departed citizens. But as the key lies with her on the other side, we haven't the means to reopen the gate. Forgive me, but I thought we already knew she had gone home. Or at least it seemed obvious to me. What I want to know is, how do we pursue Sphene if the gate here is closed? We use another gate, and it just so happens we know where one is. The Sky Deep Cenote. Aye. All evidence suggests that the gate there leads to the world whence the Alexandrians and I came. But assuming that's true, how can we open it? That is what we shall find out using the code in this earring. As you recall, Kral's earring is in fact a data storage device. It's a USB. An analysis of it yielded a code, something used to control a contraption, and a very large one at that. Given the circumstances of Kral's arrival at the Source, we believe that said contraption is the gate to the Golden City. That is, admittedly, an educated guess, but we are quite hopeful that it will work. We are very educated and very good at guessing. Make such progress in so short a time. You really are amazing. We couldn't have done it alone. The credit must go to the members of Oblivion for acquiring the information we needed. Shale especially. Right. It seems the plan is set. To the Sky Deep Cenote. Feel like we could keep Galul back on this one. I feel like the toddler doesn't need to follow us in. That's just me, though. Aren't we going yet? Begging your pardon, Furor, but might I have a moment ere setting forth? Oh, you're already going to give him the thing? Yes. I thought to save it for later, but in light of these developments, I feel now is the time. As Lamati says, I have something for you. Please come with me to Bayside Bebe. Not just one. Ulihilal is safe in no small part due to your valor. As a token of our appreciation, I've commissioned special equipment for you. While it is inadequate as an expression of gratitude, I pray it will serve you well in your coming mission. Yeah, artifact armor, let's go. It apparently incorporates foreign technology. Leave it to Kona to request such a thing, eh? Mewazunta yonder has the equipment in his keeping. Just say the word and he will bring it out. Yeah. John specific here. I will grab the stuff for Rodder. Effigy. Oh, it's Agoge. 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 And then physical DPS. Gastro. Is that a crossbow? Ihu chapeau. Ihu. First, let's get here. Yo. Oh, this is really reminiscent of ARR warrior warrior gear. That's really cool. Oh shit. Hell yeah. I will almost certainly change the head, but the rest looks great. Love this. And third, there's 690 and get another boost. Okay. Ooh, I like this. The bits on the left, on the asymmetrical. These bits are very reminiscent of early AR. He's got a fucking knife. He's got. I love these fancy pants. And this jacket, this is one of the better chest pieces in the game, honestly. Like, this is really good though. And I've got a goddamn hat. Hell yes. Take a real screenshot of this. We're gonna save this immediately. This is an extremely good look. Actually, I should take one with my... What the fuck? What? Okay, I thought it was a crossbow because they strapped a bass guitar to my bow. What have you... What is this? This is incredible. Right, I don't even use it for the one thing that I do the most music with. Alright, well. At level 72. Time to continue the story. With your shiny new gear, I reckon you're ready for anything. Come, let's head to the Sky Deep Cenote. Access to the area is presently restricted per my orders, so I shall accompany you. Yep, it is. Down here, right? Yep. I'm a big fan of the city's Aetheryte network having an exit point in almost all of the expansion zones. That's very fun. Alright, let's... Nope, skip the dungeon. We're off to the zone. I was like, yeah, today I might be starting the last zone, I guess. And now 2 hours later. Kona has already gone inside, but I couldn't help but take a moment. Just being here takes me back. And it wasn't even that long ago we visited Further Right. So much has happened since then. Truly, guided by my grandfather's letter, I crossed the seas in search of answers. What awaits us on the road ahead, I know not, but I shall walk it to the end with you all. Come on, let's go. Ooh, is the corn servant going to be in the new zone? I wonder. I feel like he better be. I feel like I still have to get that minion.
Electrope everywhere one turns, harboring vast amounts of lightning. This place is very much alive. Cryle, try holding your earring to the terminal.
No luck. Don't give up yet. The terminal reads the code. It might just need higher clearance. Galulja, would you give it a try?
Me?
If the King's authority is passed to you, then the gate ought to open.
But I leave behind that which I've gained by the sweat of my brow. It is yours to embrace or spurn.
What?
But I really like this new outfit.
The earring. It really was.
Remarkable. A void gate is forced open with a blast of ether, and thus appears as a tear in the fabric of reality. In contrast, this is the stitchwork of a master. Neatly hemmed, without a thread out of place. A power to be reckoned with.
And presumably more reproducible, if there's a technique to it. Means she could do it for the first.
Now isn't the time to marvel. If Galuljar can open the gate, then so too can Sveen close it. 'Twould be wise to employ magics in its defense, both to maintain its stability and ward off interference. While I am able to invoke said magics, I cannot sustain them alone. I require another to channel with me, and in unison.
For that role, I do humbly volunteer myself. But even our combined efforts offer no certainty of success. Might we prevail upon the two of you to lend your support?
Of course. If coordination between mages is required, few would be better suited than Alize and myself.
Shall I remain as well?
While your presence would be welcome, I'd rather you joined the expedition team. For despite our earnest efforts, the gate may well end up closed once more. In such a situation, it may fall to those on the other side to devise a method to reconnect our worlds. A task with which you are not unfamiliar, as I recall.
I have faith it will not come to that. But should it? I will endeavor not to disappoint.
So, assuming Wooklamart, Kryl, and Erenville are a given for this foray, I'll make myself useful here by guarding those who are maintaining the gate. Should any threats emerge, from the world beyond or otherwise, I'll deal with them.
As will I.
Yeah, so we're just bringing Fate Dungeon, so presumably the level 100 trial is going to be some as of crystal stuff. Makes sense. Oh, all three of these are great. What did he say? You holding down the fort, I know we'll be alright.
It's fine. Really. Mostly. Just don't let him bear the burden alone. Do you hear?
This power I've inherited, I'll use it for good. I will. So it's us, Wooklamart, Graha, and Kryl.
Tis done. Whenever you're ready.
We'll protect the portal. Keep it open no matter what.
Beyond lies an unknown reflection. Short of asking an Ascian, we unfortunately have no way of identifying which one it is.
Well, what we do know is that it's Fiend's domain. A place where she brings back those who've been lost. So for now, why don't we call it the Unlost World?
Sure.
Right. Let's go.
Oh shit! This is sick.
How to describe the sheer amazement we felt when we emerged on the other side of the portal? I fear words do not do it justice. Before us was a vibrant world where the memories of the departed abided and reveled in bygone days. Living memory, or so the Endless called it. How they laughed and smiled as they reminisced upon unfulfilled dreams, alive in all perceivable ways, yet knowing no loss. So resplendent was every ilm of this paradise. The words rose unbidden to my lips. All this time, it was here, the city of gold.
Yeah, I expected the memories to still be like in a server or something. And then somewhere in this world you could enter the VR world. Wild. Feels a little bit weird that this is the third expansion in a row where the final zone is heavily comprised of the memories of a lost civilization and the dead people walking around. I like it. Like, I like how we got here, and I like this for this story, but it is hard to not make that comparison. Like, this is the third time this happened in a row. Pyro, memo. Memories, wind, fire. Amazing, absolutely amazing. We've literally stepped into the Yahui legend. Whichever reflection this may be, 'twould seem the barrier between here and the source is thin in Yaktel. That would explain the Yakui's visions and the locations of the gate. Hey, Erenville, that volcano over there, you don't suppose it's real, is it? An actual volcano spewing forth lava in the middle of a city? I'd like to see that. Hey, you never know. Look, there's a path down. Let's see where it goes. I know that if I jump down, I'm just going to have to ride back up again because they're like halfway through. But I'm still gonna jump down. Whee! Thud. Okay. Oh, they're actually down here already. Again with the Final Fantasy 9. Oh, those buildings are very much Final Fantasy 9. It's strange. Though I've never been to this place before, it somehow makes me feel nostalgic. Unlike Everkeep with all its advanced technology, here it's brick and stone. Like we've traveled to the past. The differences may be more superficial than you think. Take a good look at the buildings around us. There's electrope everywhere, along with myriad contraptions. Like how Speed projects her images onto soldiers, I believe this city's appearance is artificial. This aetheroid is identical to the one in Everkeep, is it not? This suggests that this place is Alexandrian. That would seem a fair assumption. In light of this, could it be the city is Everkeep's missing 12th level? Welcome, friends, welcome. Who are you? My name is Constancy, and like you, I am an Endless. We have been recreated from the memories of those who have exhausted their souls, the departed, in other words. Great effort is taken to ensure the integrity of your memories, so it will feel no different from when you were flesh and blood. Let's go along with it for now. I am a caretaker here at Living Memory, City of the Endless, and it is my pleasure to provide guidance to newcomers such as your good selves. City of the Endless? At a glance, there seems to be many different facilities. What kind of place is this? Simply put, it's a recreational attraction. The city is divided into 4 areas, each of which captures scenery that wants to find our continent. In this way, we ensure that what is lost is not forgotten, that all precious memories endure forevermore. In Everkeep's early days, this place was used by the living, but it was made a haven for the Endless hundreds of years later. Now then, if you please follow me, I shall give you a guided tour. Do take care, as wildlife brought here for preservation roams freely. Hold on a moment. While the tour would be interesting, it's Fiend that we've come to see. Oh, so you wish to meet the Queen? In that case, you are in luck. Do tell. It was just announced that Her Majesty will enter into a slumber, but there's still time. If you try calling to her before the Meso Terminal at the center of the city, she will likely appear. I'm not sure how things work around here, but let's head to this Meso Terminal. Our thanks, Constancy. We'll take you up on the tour next time. I shall look forward to it. Luck seeking out Her Majesty. Northeast. And so the quest begins. More northeast. Oh, it's right over there. That feels too far for. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm guessing we'll unlock these as we go through the zone. It's cool. I like that. Like the chamber in Skydeep Cenote, the electrope here produces a strong golden light. A difference in energy level, perhaps. I wonder, can the Endless venture elsewhere, or can they only survive here? Plants are real as far as I can tell. Not everything is an illusion. Oh, we're walking up directly to it. Yeah, okay. No. No, nothing. Har fiddly dee. Speak with the queen after answering my riddles 3.
If you are, say something. We need to talk. Sphene.
That you should come here.
I haven't known you long, Sphene, but I know you have a good heart. Your love for your people is proof of this. I can't let you do what you're trying to do. And deep down, I don't think you want to do it either.
I want a world without suffering. A world where nothing is lost. Would that such a place existed. But the Endless only grow in number, and ever more life force is needed to sustain them. Within the barrier, we have managed to curb the cycle of rebirth these few hundred years. But we've reached the limit. That is why I looked to interdimensional fusion, to harvest what we needed from your world. From your people. And with the key, we will have it.
And once you've plundered our world of ether, what then? Will you do the same to others? All men eventually die. If you make endless of everyone, you will never have enough ether to sustain them. You but prolong the inevitable.
Sphene, if you would nevertheless persist in this folly, we must stand against you. For we too have people we cannot lose, places to which our hearts belong.
Lamachi, I would have loved nothing more than to work hand in hand with you to tend our nations. But fate is cruel. By the time it had brought us together, our futures had already been written. The kind and gentle Queen Sphene was too weak to serve her people, and so she will serve them no more. I will erase all memories of the living Sphene, she who has cursed me with this soft and powerless nature. Freed from conscience, I shall become a ruler that can protect Alexandria. A devourer of worlds. When two nations cannot protect their own without doing harm to the other, there can only be one resolution. It is a hard truth, but one you understand, don't you?
This evil is not inevitable. Find another way.
I'm afraid we're out of time. The process has begun, and it cannot be stopped.
Mesoterminal memory deletion in progress. Mesoterminal memory deletion in progress. Upon completion, interdimensional fusion will commence.
Speed!
What are we to do now, damn it? I felt that we had come to understand Sphene, but I'm still clueless. Utterly clueless. Yeah, really. That's good. Doesn't seem like we can do much else here. Let's return to the Aetheryte for now. Caretaker, Constancy. Perhaps you can tell us more about this business of Sphene going into a slumber. I think this run back is as good a time as any to give a pause on the recording again. Keep the YouTube segments bite-sized. Off we go. Bidoo-bidoo.